Welcome back to Atlas Tree. I'll be breaking down the strongest land animals at 1v1. We will be starting with the top 6 and we'll break down how they fare against each other. If you haven't watched my 2 previous videos on the strongest 1v1 fighters in the ocean and sky, I recommend you watch those. The contenders for land are the hippo, African bush elephant, white rhino, Kodiak brown bear, saltwater crocodile, and polar bear. We will be using the maximal measurements of each animal's features. The polar bear is technically an aquatic animal, but you could make the case that a saltwater crocodile is also a land animal too. Since they are both terrestrial animals and spend considerable time in the water, they also spend time on land enough for me to consider them a land animal too. We have 2 bears on the list, so let us start with them and see who is the better bear for combat. The polar bear can grow up to 3 meters long and weigh up to 700 kilograms. They stand at 1.6 meters at the shoulder, and their combat weapons are canines that can be up to 9 centimeters long, and claws that are 10 centimeters long, including the toe. The polar bear has a bite force of 1,200 psi. Kodiak bears are found on Kodiak Island off the coast of Alaska. They can grow up to 3 meters long and weigh up to 680 kilograms. They stand at 1.5 meters at the shoulder, and their combat weapons include their canines, which are up to 6.5 centimeters long, and their claws, which are up to 10 centimeters long, including the toe. They have a bite force of 930 psi. These 2 bears are extremely close in maximal size. If we look at their measurements, the polar bear and Kodiak bear are tied at claw length and overall length. The canines for polar bears are 2.5 centimeters longer, they are 10 centimeters taller at the shoulder, weigh 20 kilos heavier, and have a stronger bite force. However, the behavior of these animals has a large impact on how this would play out. Polar bears often give up their prey to regular grizzly bears and have a significantly less aggressive behavior. If they are intimidated by the smaller grizzlies, then it is no doubt they would be scared of Kodiak bears. Kodiak bears also have a significant advantage in combat experience. They are aggressive and fight each other often, while polar bears experience combat far less. Due to these reasons, the Kodiak bear would win in a fight. We have 5 animals remaining: the hippo, African bush elephant, saltwater crocodile, Kodiak bear, and rhino. The polar bear is in 6th place, and the matchup to determine 4th and 5th place will be between the Kodiak bear and the saltwater crocodile. On the screen are the Kodiak bear's stats I mentioned earlier, and we will be comparing them with the saltwater crocodile. The saltwater crocodile is the largest crocodile in the world. They can grow up to 6.3 meters long and weigh up to 1,500 kilograms. The height of a crocodile is only about 52 centimeters, which is very short, but keep in mind they spend the majority of their time in water. Their top speed is 29 kilometers per hour on land. Their combat weapons are their many teeth, a total of 66, and the teeth measure up to 9 centimeters long. They have the strongest bite force of any animal at 3,500 psi. They use this insane bite force and 66 teeth to bite prey when they are close to the water, and they do their signature move, the death roll. Their teeth are specifically designed for this roll. With the prey in their jaws, the crocodile spins as many times as is needed to shred apart their prey. This matchup is tricky because the saltwater crocodile could take down the Kodiak bear if this fight took place at a body of water. The crocodile is longer, weighs more, has longer teeth, and has a significantly greater bite force. The crocodile's abilities are enhanced to the max near a body of water due to their death roll and stealth attack. But if you place both animals on land and they just straight up fight, the Kodiak bear would win because the crocodile is greatly depleted. It would be hard for the crocodile to land a bite because of the speed disadvantage and height disadvantage. The Kodiak bear could definitely beat the crocodile on land, and even though these 2 are formidable fighters, I would have to say the Kodiak bear wins because of the crocodile's limited ability to land anything damaging. As far as the top 2, the Kodiak bear doesn't crack it because it would lose to the hippo, rhino, or elephant in a fight. The top 2 will be a hard-fought battle between the white rhino and the hippo. The hippo is the 2nd largest animal on land and is extremely aggressive, and probably the most aggressive animal in the world. They can grow up to 5 meters long, have a height of 1.6 meters, weigh up to 4,500 kilograms, and their top speed is 30 kilometers per hour. Their combat weapons is their long sharp canines that can reach up to 50 centimeters, and defensively they have a 5 centimeter thick waterproof skin that is almost impossible to penetrate. The white rhino is the largest rhino in the world. Their length is 4.2 meters and the height at their shoulder is 1.8 meters. Their weight is 3,600 kilograms and they have a top speed of 50 kilometers per hour. Their combat features include their front horn, which can grow up to 2 meters, their rear horn, which can grow up to 55 centimeters, and defensively they have a 5 centimeter thick skin. The hippo and the rhino are matched up incredibly well. Accounts of hippos and rhinos fighting say they almost always end in a draw, which is understandable. The hippo can grow slightly longer, but the rhino can be 20 centimeters taller. The hippo can weigh up to 900 kilos heavier, but the rhino can run 20 kilometers faster. The hippo has crazy long canines that could cause serious damage to the rhino, but the rhino has extremely long horns that could cause damage to a hippo. Offensively, the rhino might have a slight edge because of how long their horns can grow. They have a similar defensive matchup though. The rhino has a thicker skin structure while the hippo has blubber. This really feels like a pick'em, and when the odds are so even like this, other factors have to be taken into consideration. The rhino has very bad eyesight and can often mistake objects for animals and attack them. The rhino is also one of the stupidest animals on earth and can be intimidated greatly by the hippo if the hippo just shows his long tusks. Because of the low intelligence of the rhino, I would take the hippo as the winner. The African bush elephant is the largest animal in the world. They can grow up to 7.5 meters long, weigh up to 6,000 kilograms, and they have a height at 4 meters at the shoulder. Their top speed is 40 kilometers per hour. Their combat features are their trunk, which can be up to 2.4 meters, and the tusks, which can be up to 3.5 meters long and weigh up to 90 kilograms each. The elephant is the winner of 1v1 combat on land because of its sheer size and strength. No animal is matched in strength, and whatever land animal would choose to attack an African elephant would get easily battered away with its deadly tusks or get stomped on and feel the weight of 6,000 kilograms. I could have had the same approach as I did for aerial animals, with all of them being eagles, but the land domain have a lot of competitors for a second or third place, unlike the aerial world, where the eagles are undisputed and the greatest birds at combat. The difference between eagle types vary greatly too. In reality, the African bush elephant would be number 1, then the African forest elephant, then the Asian elephant.